through some of my old images, and I decided to screenshot it. And in one of my screenshots, you know what it said on this day a couple years ago?
I don't.
It said, it was February 10th or February 9th, 2010. And I said, Super Bowl's over. Now it's the road to Dallas for my Packers. And where did the Packers end up going?
Dallas.
They end up going to Dallas. So, yeah. The road to, where's the Super Bowl at?
Santa Clara.
The road to Santa Clara. San Francisco, Santa Clara, wherever y'all want to call it. Here it is.
Well, it's
the
San
quest.
Francisco.
Look at this, Ben. What does it say? February 7th, 2010. What does that say?
The quest for Dallas has officially begun for my Packers.
And then what does the comment say?
Dude loves the Packers.
Sure does. Sure does.
And when was this?
So this is in February 7th, 2010.
15 years ago.
Nothing has changed. You're the same person.
The quest for Santa Clara has officially begun.
Right now, right here.
Right here,
why
right now.
Why don't you tweet that out? Use Twitter.
I'll go and tweet Twitter.
It might take him 10 minutes to figure out how to send tweet, but he'll get it out there.
Yeah,
I would like you to screenshot that picture.
I can send you a screenshot it.
And crop it down
and say,
and then tweet the road. I would do the same exact thing, but with the word Santa Clara instead of
I need
Dallas.
some coaching now.
We're coaching. We're coaching you up
right now.
Okay. All right.
No, don't do it this second.
Okay. I'm just cropping a little bit. All right. There we go. So then we'll tweet it out during the break.
Yes, we'll do that. 800-990-3776. Yes, we'll help guide you.
15 years ago.
Yeah. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line for you to get into the show.
Questions.
Hang on. Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, no Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe with many questions. Kyle Wallace, who's illiterate in using technology.
Okay, but 15 years ago, you made a post on social media.
It was Facebook.
You're telling me in 15 years you've learned nothing?
I rarely post
about technology.
I've had to show him how to read a thread of tweets.
Thank you.
I was like, Kyle, you click on it,
you gotta scroll,
and then you can scroll up
down.
and down.
Yeah, I was like, I can't see. I said, what are they responding? He said, Kyle, you gotta scroll down. I said, oh, that's how I see what they're responding to. It's very helpful most of the time. Very helpful. I don't post on social media like that. I don't tweet or post on social like that.
All right, I've come to a conclusion. This is a PSA. Don't host Super Bowl parties.
Oh, did you?
Oh, no.
Very small gathering. Very, very small gathering. And let's preface the Kyle Wallace way. I love the people that came over.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
No, it is good. I'm really saying, I do love the people that came over.
There's always a
But, golly gee, I couldn't enjoy the damn night. I mean, it was... significant others are over. Then the ladies are talking about books.
Oh, no.
Books during the Super Bowl. And then, of course, since we're hosting, it's, hey, can you go get that in the kitchen? Can you do this?
How many people?
Literally, my fiance and I and two other couples. And it's
6 of you?
6. And so if we were to expand that ever, I'd go crazy. I didn't even get to enjoy the game. Not the game was that great, but it's the last football game of the year. I love football.
Yeah.
I want all 60 minutes to sit there on my bottom and enjoy the game. I couldn't tell you one thing that Tom Brady said. I couldn't tell. Is it Burkhardt? Is that the play-by-play guy? I couldn't tell you a single thing that anybody said because there was so much talking during the damn game. And what am I supposed to do? Shut up? Not me shut up, tell you to shut up.
No, that's unfortunate. That's definitely unfortunate, Ben, and I feel for you. I really do feel for you, but I'm trying to understand first things first. I'm going to put my personal feelings aside because I didn't get an invite. And Strofe, did you get an invite?
He already had plans.
Of course I didn't.
You got an invite?
I said I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Of course I didn't.
Okay. So we both didn't get invites. So despite the fact we didn't get invites, this is what you get for not inviting us. But, Ben, I hope you learned your lesson. Now you know why I'm so antisocial. I don't want to be around people watching games because they always are talking, and no shot at women. But a lot of women are there just because it's part of. No. Listen, this is not a shot. But for the ones
sounds like it's going to be a shot.
No, for the women and the men who aren't into sports, they're just there for the good time.
Yeah, they're for the experience.
Like that. I don't want that, right? Because I'm actually there to enjoy the game and to watch the game. So for the men and women who are there just simply to talk and chatter and be part of something, I'm not trying to be around that. So I would never ever host a party. Matter of fact, I reluctantly went to Super Bowl parties in the past because of the fact that anytime I went with my girl to one, we would go separately, and I say I'll be there. I get there.
So here's the next evolution of hosting of a party. So obviously the game is over. This is where I really don't have the answer. I think I do, but so obviously since we hosted, we provided a lot of different food. People brought stuff though. There was a couple that brought meatballs and
love
some
me some
spinach
meatballs.
artichoke dip.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not my thing, but whatever. It was very nice of them. The meatballs were very good. They brought their own crock
I really
pot.
don't want people bringing food I don't like to my Super Bowl party at my
Whatever.
house.
I made sure that there was enough good stuff that we made
Okay.
for myself that no matter what everyone else
Why are you
brought.
focusing on the
Your minute
most
details.
minute details?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, because
what
you
I'm
probably
getting to is
shouldn't
somebody
do that.
brought the meatballs and the spinach artichoke dip. Somebody that I talked to as well that I was very excited to have come brought taco dip.
Oh, that's delicious. I
Very
love me some
delicious.
taco dip.
I housed the taco dip. Now, one couple, as they were leaving, said, "Hey, like, do you want any of these meatballs? Do you want to keep these?" Or we were like, I don't think we'll like because they were nice. Do you want them for lunch tomorrow or dinner the next night?
Nice thing to do.
We said no, thank you. They took them.
Okay.
I went in the other room. That taco dip was already signed, sealed, and delivered in a bag already on the way home. So what's protocol? If you bring a dish to a party and there is leftovers, do you leave it for the host or do you take it home? 800-990-3776. Please fill me in because I think you should leave it for the host.
Kyle is staring at me.
I'm curious, Joe. You went to a party yesterday, didn't
Oh,
you?
did you do this?
I did go to a party yesterday, yes.
What did you bring?
By the way, when I asked this
I
question,
made-
it is specifically for what happened at my house. Did this happen to you?
So I was not hosting, but I made a queso dip that I brought in my crock pot.
I
Oh,
love
you son of a gun. You totally took that home.
It's my crock
I
pot.
took it home, but I was the last person to leave. Or one of the last people to leave.
Did you ask if they wanted to keep it at the house?
Hey, do you want any queso?
I did not.
Is it because you really liked what you made and you wanted
No.
to reap the benefits of the queso?
No, here's actually what happened. The last time I left my crock pot at this person's house, I did not see it for 3 months.
Well, you didn't go get it.
It's fair.
You don't have to leave the crock pot. You could have left.
Poured it out?
Yeah, you could have poured out the queso and brought the crock pot.
Yeah.
They could have gave us the meatballs and took their crock pot.
Okay, that's a good point. I guess I wasn't thinking that hard. Let me just...
No, just this is it's okay to be honest.
yeah.
Did
I
you
am
want
being
the queso?
Yeah, you wanted
Well,
queso.
you wanted the queso.
I could have lived without it.
Oh, stop it. You wouldn't have brought
We
it.
forgot the chips, so like we can't even eat them.
Gosh.
I got home and we didn't have the chips.
Why don't you just go buy chips, Strofe?
I will go buy chips now, but I couldn't eat any of them last night because it was 11 o'clock.
Well, you
But
should
he
eat
thought
it
about
like
eating the queso is
today,
the point.
Because that's the whole point.
yeah,
And
I
I'm gonna
had a
say
few
this-
beverages last night. Of course I wanted some queso.
And so I'll say this, Ben. If I got invited to your house and I brought something there, I'm bringing something. That's why I allude to the artichoke dip, because I'm going to bring something I like. And if there's any leftover, guess what? It's coming home with me because I'm eyeing it up too. I love taco dip. So if I brought
But
taco
somebody's
dip, if
hosting you. Like there's an etiquette here. I'm not
That-
saying that you didn't bring it because you didn't. It's smart to bring something that you like, so you know that even if you don't like anything else that anyone brings,
I'm
that you have
taking-
something to enjoy.
I'm taking it to go.
I think you're supposed to bring it. And now I'm reflecting on my own actions.
Yeah, Chef Ed chimes in.
leave
Proper
it.
protocol is to leave it for the host. Rick and Madison, 800-990-3776 on the Carbless Talk and text line. I rarely, if ever, agree with anything Ben does. But he is absolutely right. The one thing you can do here upon you leave the food and drinks, whatever you brought,
Drinks, yes.
is you ask the host if that's what they want.
Well, drinks depends on the bottle.
Oh
that you
my
get.
gosh.
It all,
There's so-
it all depends, right?
Oh, I brought my drinks home too.
Yeah, I'll be taking that. No, just like for the holidays, right? If I bring a dish to the holidays, which I rarely do, but family brings dishes to the holidays, it's understood if you bring the dish and there's some left over, you have first dibs on whether or not you want to take your pot, your pan with your food there. And if anybody wants some out your pot, your pan of the food that you made, then they go ahead, get a spoon, they put it into some type of, plastic container, and they take the little bit you want. So if you wanted some of that taco dip, you should have got you a plate, or you should have got you a container.
It was too.
You should have taken-
It was too late. I went to go get some, to see
he
if I could
must have
keep it.
gave you enough time.
Oh no. No. That was a coy play. Like he was like, "Ooh, I made this taco dip, and I'm putting it away." I mean, Tupperware was like duct taped, and there was like a lock with like a 3-code lock on this thing. You couldn't get to the taco dip.
Well, he enjoyed his taco dip, so he probably wanted to take it home.
First time he ever made taco dip in his life. He's acting like it's like a prized
Was it
possession.
good?
Who is this?
It was mid.
It was mid,
Yeah, I still would have liked some though.
so you just complaining just to complain.
No, I would have liked some.
Would you have said, "Hey, yeah, I'll take some," or would you say, "No, you can keep it, take it home"?
No, I would have loved to have kept some.
Wait, why
but,
didn't you? Okay, why
but
don't
I
you
didn't even have
make
the
some more?
chance to because it was already wrapped up in a bag and he was on his way out.
I don't like principle people. It's about the principle.
Well, again, I know that you are about Kyle and Kyle when it comes to food. So I'm not surprised that if you brought something, you'd bring something you'd like.
Yes,
and if there was any
100%.
leftover, you would pack it away like this person did and say sayonara.
90% of the time, yes.
I would like to know on Twitter at KBN ESPN, and as the texts keep coming in, 800-990-3776, if you bring a dish to a party and there are leftovers, do you leave it with the host or take it home? That is the question right now, as I was shocked that the taco dip merchant would not offer any and just took it away.
I'm not. Shout out to them. At least I know the protocol in your household. If I bring something, I'm taking it home. Shout out to them for laying the groundwork for that.
How old is the person that made taco dip for the first time in their lives?
29.
I've never made taco dip.
That's a little old to be making taco dip for the first time, no?
Yeah. He typically is a store-bought guy.
Yeah, I would buy it from the store, too.
Is the store back? Are we talking about you?
No.
He hosted the party.
I hosted the party. That would make no sense. Based off the entire conversation we just had. Where are you?
I'm lost.
Here, I'm just, this is not what I was expecting.
He's now
This
lost because
conversation.
now he's thinking about himself.
He's thinking
I'm
about
reflecting
you
on
are
my
reflecting
action.
upon your actions right now
Yeah, the
and
host-
completely disengaged in what we are talking
The
about.
host of the party texted me and said, "No, I for sure clocked how quick you were to take your crock pot." So, thanks, guys.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
If y'all come to my house, listen.
I'm a jerk.
No, when people
I
come
don't think you're a jerk. You're young enough where you get the excuse, and now moving forward, you can grow. This 29-year-old was.
Who are you to be teaching me how to
I'm 33 years old, and also my
You're not
fiance's.
33, are you?
I'm 33. I turned 34 this year.
Oh, wow.
Getting old, Kyle.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm learning life lessons.
Well, just so y'all know, if you come to my house, if you bring something, you can feel more than welcome to take
I'm
it
gonna leave it with
away.
you because I'm a gentleman.
take
I
it
ain't you.
Only thing you can leave is a bottle of something to drink. Some carbless, I'll take it. Anything else, go ahead, take it. Take it. I don't need it in my house. I don't need the extra pounds anyway.
We know that. Just check us out on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison.
I'll have you know I've been losing some weight.
You know, you do look there.
Yeah, in solidarity with my baby girl.
Cool.
She, you know,
Cool.
My sister-in-law, famous line. You're one flew away from your ideal weight.
well, I'll gain it back. I'm sure if I got the
I'm sure you will. 800-990-3776. Strofe was a bad guest at a Super Bowl party, and I never want to host ever again. Kyle has the silver lining for the Green Bay Packers. We'll tell you what it is on the other side. It's Kyle Brusson-Nortman. No Nortman. Of course, he lost Super Bowl 50 and always takes the day off after the Super Bowl and morning of his second-place finish loser. Next.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman
Kyle, I think you're doing a good job getting it all off your chest.
I love Matt LaFleur.
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here because you need to win the ultimate Valentine's Day prize courtesy of Welky's Milwaukee Florist. To register, go to welkysdatenight.com for your chance to win a bouquet of flowers courtesy of Welky's Milwaukee Florist. On top of that, spend a beautiful night in the city watching Milwaukee basketball take on Miami on February 23rd. Register to win a wonderful Valentine's Day prize courtesy of Welky's Milwaukee Florist. That's welkysdatenight.com. Register now through February 12th.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Guys, let's talk about something important. That's you. Hey, it's Brad Nortman. Taking care of your health and appearance isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling strong, confident, and ready to take on the world. At Quintessa Aesthetic Center, they make it easy. With experts in advanced skincare, body contouring, and anti-aging treatments, Quintessa's here to help you stay sharp and at your best. Trust me, when you look good, you feel even better. So why wait? Visit myquintessa.com and take the first step toward a more confident you.
So many of our youth carry unimaginable burdens. Anger, depression, even thoughts of suicide. At Rawhide Youth Services, we recognize their pain. We help them find hope and healing. For those that need a second chance at life, we refuse to give up on them. Please be a part of our life-saving work When you donate your used vehicle to Rawhide, you're helping change the lives of countless youth in our communities. Go to rawhide.org/donate and help them realize a brighter future today.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Wallace for Universal Windows Direct, and they have the Love Your Windows sale going on now. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. It's the perfect way to save big. Schedule your free in-home estimate today.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Join Milwaukee men's basketball for an exciting weekend of hoops action at Panther Arena. It's homecoming on Friday as the Panthers take on Wright State. Tip-off is at 7. All fans receive a free t-shirt courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Then on Sunday, MKE takes on Northern Kentucky at 2. The Panthers will celebrate their 20th anniversary of the 2005 Sweet 16 team, presented by Prairie Farms Dairy. Visit MKEPanthers.com for tickets. Panthers Athletics for the MKE.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I heard this song at halftime. I was confused as ever.
You heard this before.
No, I know I've heard this, but I was confused as ever trying to figure out.
80,000 in unison.
Basically, what I had figured out was I was watching a Super Bowl halftime show diss track. How's that for somebody who doesn't know what the hell's going on?
You and many
Fair?
other Americans were confused.
Very, very. Now, I dug a little deeper.
Oh, did
Too
you?
inside baseball. That what you say?
Yeah. It's like, we're talking about, like, the halftime show felt as if I was trying to break down the 4th inning of game 73 and the 8th relief pitcher came in and it was a blowout. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah, it seemed like you either got it or you didn't.
I didn't get it.
And that's okay.
But I at least made an effort to try and understand. I went on Twitter and I was like searching, what does it all mean, Basil? What is this beef that they're speaking of with Kendrick Lamar and Drake? But outside the halftime show, Kyle, you started the show by Mr. Hey, I'm optimistic. Look at all these Facebook memories I have from this day 15 years ago. I said, oh, can't wait to go to Dallas. The quest begins.
The quest for
to Santa Clara.
Now. Yeah, I did say that. I have been optimistic since the Super Bowl.
Well, did anything get you even more optimistic from yesterday?
I mean, watching these playoffs and specifically watching the game yesterday, I've come to the conclusion of the fact that the Green Bay Packers are simply a Hall of Fame player away. Now, I know some people may say, oh, a Hall of Fame player, those don't grow on trees. They don't.
We're a Hall of Fame radio host away.
No, listen.
Hey, Mad Dog, you want to host locally in Wisconsin?
But my whole point is this. When you watched the football game yesterday, right, what you saw was a team that got some pieces. Defensively, they drafted some pieces that boosted them up. But offensively, even though Saquon didn't have an amazing game, Saquon is still an absolute threat, and he helped them this entire football season. He is a Hall of Fame running back that helped get them not just over the hump back to the Super Bowl, but actually to win the Super Bowl. And then when I look at defensively, we know what Chris Jones has done in the past defensively and how that helped the Kansas City Chiefs in the past, right? You talk about also the fact of when the Green Bay Packers won a Super Bowl, the last time they won a Super Bowl, Who did they sign a couple years before they went to the Super Bowl? Sir
Charles.
Charles Woodson, who already at that point had been a 4-time Pro Bowler, had been a Defensive Rookie of the Year, had been an AP first-team player. He was already on track to be a Hall of Famer. Now, he had some disgruntled years in Oakland at the end, but he turned into a guy that played an integral piece of the Green Bay Packers winning a Super Bowl. The previous Super Bowl, what did the Green Bay Packers do when they won the Super Bowl back in the 96-97 season?
Man, I could watch that the way that Reggie would move people, so amazing.
Exactly. That is my whole point, is that you need Hall of Fame. You need Hall of Fame type pieces in order to win these type of ball games. And on top of that, you need to be able to draft well. So when I look at this Green Bay Packers football team, the takeaway I got is that our defense is not that far away. Our defense is not a great defense, but it's on the cusp of being something special. You saw what Xavier McKinney was able to do for this defense. Without a pass rush whatsoever, when we were able to generate pressure by sending 5 or sending 6, we were able to get after the quarterback. We had multiple games where we had 5+ sacks. And so what I am saying right now, Ben, is that if this Green Bay Packers team were to add a Hall of Fame type player to their defense, it would make this defense into a great defense. It would make this defense into elite defense.
I can hear you on great, but elite is so different.
They were top 10.
Did you watch yesterday?
No, yes.
It's not just Myles Garrett. They had guy after guy after guy after guy rush 4.
They were special.
They didn't have to blitz.
They were special.
That's elite.
They were special.
You can't bring in Myles Garrett and put him with Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary and Brenton Cox and all these guys and say, "Ooh, we're going to be just like them."
If you bring in Myles Garrett, all the guys you just named go from being B players to B+ players to maybe even a Rashawn Gary, because now he maybe becomes an A- player. Like, the difference in the impact that Myles Garrett could do. Because what we saw yesterday, we saw a quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, who was a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to ever do it. He never felt comfortable in the pocket because it kept collapsing. If you have one guy that has to get double teamed and somebody chip him and all the attention this way, then maybe Kingsley in the bar, maybe a Rashawn Gary, maybe a Kenny Clark interior.
These are just guys, though. We know they're just guys. They've proven to us they're just guys.
Myles Garrett makes these guys, Adrian Cooper blitz it up the middle. He makes these guys that much more impactful. The Green Bay Packers with a Myles Garrett on the roster next year, that defense will
Myles Garrett can't help Quay Walker execute a tackle.
Myles Garrett makes everybody better. One great player can make everybody that much better. It makes your cornerbacks that much better. It even makes Mr. McKinney, who played a fantastic year, it makes him that much better.
I know the pressure
makes him
makes it better on the back end.
Imagine what it does to
what Patrick Mahomes looked like the entire game was a guy that had no feel and no pocket feel at all. He was panicked every single time
he threw all those interceptions because he never got comfortable. And the Packers have a rare chance to add a Hall of Fame type player.
Go look at the amount of sacks and the different amount of people that had sacks. And it was a plethora of guys. It was the way that they were able to utilize all of the different talent. Now, bringing Myles Garrett in, I'm not going to disagree, wouldn't elevate the defense.
It could make this
defense
a Super Bowl
But it could not make them anywhere near as good as what that Eagles defense was.
No, it's not going to be as good.
That Eagles defense was one of the best that we may have ever seen. And I'm not just saying that hyperbolically because they stopped Mahomes. It was what they did from every crew, from the D-line to the linebackers to the secondary. They were unreal. It took an amazing pass from Patrick Mahomes to Xavier Worthy every time. That had to be perfect just for them to score freaking points and not look like they didn't have any points to show for.
Yesterday, what we saw was a phenomenal defense who got great pass rush. They were able to make plays. They did that. That right there was exactly the epitome of what an elite defense does and what happens when a guy drafts and hits right in the first round, unlike what we've seen for Goody. That is what Goody thought he was getting, but instead he got the off-brand version of whatever we saw yesterday.
Let me ask you this. How many, and to the audience as well that says, yeah, Myles Garrett and Max Crosby makes everyone better. I agree that they make everyone better, but I don't think the gap in which the Packers defense is to the Eagles defense this past season would change because of one player. Would they get better? If the Packers are at 10 and the Eagles are at 1, and Myles Garrett maybe brings them to that 4 to 6 range, doesn't make them all the way at the 1. So what I ask all of you,
4 to 6 range. You're talking about top 4 to 6 defense in the NFL?
Yeah.
Bro, that is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
That puts you in a category to actually win a Super Bowl because these defenses that win Super Bowl are top 10 defenses.
No, they were the best, and they showed why they were the best all year and in that game. Now, let me ask the question right now, because if I know they would make these players better, but are there anybody that play on the Packers that would get snaps for the Phillies defense?
A couple, not a lot.
Who?
I think Edrin Cooper gets snaps.
Snaps.
Xavier McKinney plays.
Yeah, I think he plays. Kenny Clark? You think he's going to get time?
Kenny Clark may get, a rep or two somewhere. They'll take Kenny Clark on that football team as a rotation. He'll be a rotational
He might
guy.
be a practice squad player.
He's a rotational guy. That's about it.
But see what I'm saying? So when you say it like that Myles Garrett could change the entire Packers defense, when I ask you who on the Packers defense would actually play on the Eagles defense this year, you're basically saying Myles Garrett would make everyone better than what they actually are, which I think he'd make them better. But you can't, you don't just get more skilled because of another guy. You are what you are to a certain point.
No, it helps. It definitely helps. And we talked about it with Brian Bulaga, how a great defensive guy takes so much attention away from what everybody else is trying to do. So it definitely helps. Rashawn Gary's not that great, but I guarantee you Rashawn Gary is a little bit better with a Myles Garrett on that football field. But overall, I'm not saying that this Packers team turns into that. All I'm saying is you put a Hall of Fame type player on this team. You continue to draft, and hopefully you draft right. The Green Bay Packers are that much closer. I just have all the confidence in the world is that we are right now looking at rewriting history, right? We're looking back to when the Packers went and got themselves a Reggie White. They went and got themselves a Charles Woodson. They hit in the draft a couple times, so they got a Clay Matthews and a B.J. Rogers. So they got some good players on this football team, and that is what could elevate the Green Bay Packers. If you have Xavier McKinney, Edrin Cooper, and then you have a Myles Garrett, that means you have all pros at the safety position, at the D-line position, and
it's not just one guy, though. They were stacked.
No, you're
guy
talking
after guy after
specifically
guy.
about a defense yesterday that was loaded. They were a great unit.
Isn't that when the Packers have won Super Bowls, though, when their defenses have been loaded? So shouldn't be that what you're looking for?
They have some very good talent on that defense. They have very good talent on that defense. You talk about a Nick Collins. You talk about Wes Matthews. You talk about a Clay Matthews as well. But, the linebacker core was, from what I recall, decent. Wasn't amazing, right?
My point is, we always point back to the Super Bowls of the Green Bay Packers, and we point to what the defenses were. And that was top 5 and better in that category.
And I know the Packers defense that year, they kind of had some injuries that they had to overcome. I know Cullen Jenkins, I believe, was injured in that year, but you had a great big dude inside the middle. But overall, what I'm saying is this, though, Ben, is that the Packers team, what they showed us against the Philadelphia Eagles in this playoffs, is that when they were called upon, they rose to the occasion, they stepped up. An offense that we saw yesterday put up 40 points. An offense that we saw almost, they dropped 50 points against the Washington Commanders.
Hurts hadn't played in 3 weeks.
I understand that. I get it. But the Green Bay Packers...
And they deserve credit.
They deserve a lot of credit. So all this shows to me is that the defense is on the cusp of being something special. You have young guys like Evan Williams and Javon Bullard who are going to take the next step next year. Edrin Cooper take the next step next year. You may see a Tyron Hopper come. There's a lot of guys that are going to take the next step. And we should be very optimistic about the future of this Packers defense if they bring in a stud like Myles Garrett. Hall of Famers do not come a lot. But the fact that this Hall of Famer is going to be on the trade market where you can get him, the Packers should go all in to get him. Because what we saw yesterday is an example of what your team should try to aspire to be, and Myles Garrett can be part of that.
Yeah, well, again, that's still something that, what percent do you think that's going to happen, Mr. 70% chance Devontae Adams comes to the Packers?
I think it's 50%. I think
now you've lost it. Strove, come on.
Y'all don't think it's 50%?
Chime in here.
Y'all don't
50% chance Myles Garrett's a Packer.
All the conversation that's been around the fact that
it's not 50%.
What do you think? It's 25%.
It's 15%.
Okay, 15. I'll take it.
That might even be high.
Why? I just don't understand why we don't think it could happen.
You're in Madden mode right now.
I think there's a better chance of Max Crosby.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
How so? Are they moving on from Max?
Well, he wants out. He does not want to go through a rebuild.
Oh, okay. That's what everybody says. That's the guy. Sure. I'll take Max
Crosby. But there's a bunch of familiarity here, right? Josh Jacobs, Rich Bisaccia, Keyshawn Nixon. Maybe even Devontae Adams, according to your 70%.
Yeah.
Who I believe Max Crosby has referred to as his twin flame in the receiver documentary.
I look forward to getting some information from our Trenches guy. Mark Tauscher, usually scheduled to appear on Tuesdays, is going to join us next. He's a Packer Hall of Famer, and the way he watches football games is he don't watch the ball. He watches those dudes up front, and he is going to be an awesome next person to talk to based off our conversation about where this Packers defense needs to head in order to be competing for championships. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Don't go anywhere. No Brad. It's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Alex Strove with Mark Tauscher joining us next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
I feel like KBN Nation would agree, Kyle, that Ben has most of the issues on
I
this
think
panel.
I would agree that I have the most flaws on this show as well. Brad's freaking perfect.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hey guys, Josh DiMaggio here. Don't be like me and wait till the last minute. Valentine's Day is almost here. Impress that special someone with a handcrafted bouquet from Flowers for Dreams. Order a bouquet online at flowersfordreams.com or visit their Walker's Point location. Use code ESPN at checkout for 15% off your bouquet, or this year, try something new with tickets to their date night open studio workshop on Friday, February 14th. Every Valentine's bouquet benefits an amazing local Milwaukee charity. That's flowersfordreams.com, code ESPN.
Join the Milwaukee Bucks as the team celebrates historically black colleges and universities with HBCU Night, presented by Johnson Controls on February 20th. Enjoy pregame, halftime, and postgame events that honor the legacy and excellence of historically black colleges and universities and those who attended them. For more information and to purchase a ticket package, visit bucks.com/impact. That's bucks.com/impact.
Steinhaffel's President's Day sale is happening now. Find great deals on amazing bonus buys throughout the entire store. Then take an extra $100 off every $17.99 you spend. Plus, get a $100 MasterCard for every $17.99 you spend. See store for details. Or make your new room more affordable with Steinhaffel's 36-month 0% financing. Get in today because these deals won't last long. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
I'm excited about it. You know, these cutting edge things that are new in medicine now, I'm all in on it. I'm all in on QC Kinetics. It works.
Henry Hinton decided to check out QC Kinetics regenerative treatments for his aching knees after seeing a close friend have amazing results without going under the knife.
I have a friend that started this, which is one of the reasons that I decided to do it. He could not play golf anymore, and he went to QC Kinetics and started having the treatments, and he's back golfing like 3 days a week. He couldn't play at all.
QC Kinetics gets you back to doing what you love, using your own natural biologics to help heal and restore damaged joints. Long-term relief that puts a guy back on the golf course.
You know, I've had one treatment so far, and I can already tell a difference. QC Kinetics works. I'm excited about it.
You're next. Start with a call to QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Save big during Menards Race to Savings Sale. An 8-pack of 100-watt equivalent LED light bulbs is just $3.99. 76-count Tide laundry pods, only $16.99. Dots Homestyle pretzels are just $4.99. Plus, buy a 10-pack of Bird suet cakes for just $8.99 and get a suet cake feeder free. These great deals won't last long, so save today. Plus, sign up for Menards emails to get more big savings right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
Get ready for the grooviest celebration of the year. Join us at American Place Casino for our Woodstock and Wildflowers 2-year anniversary bash on Saturday, February 15th. We're giving away $50,000 in cash and free play with winners drawn every 15 minutes from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. Participate in our costume drawing for a chance to win $500 in free play. Come celebrate our 2-year anniversary. Don't miss out on all the fun promotions and live entertainment. Peace, love, and big jackpots await. Visit AmericanPlace.com for more details.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Mark Tauscher on Kyle Bruston Nortman is brought to you by Fleet Farm. Remember, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, then you don't need it.
Well, as Kyle says, the journey to Santa Clara begins now. The rest is still unwritten. We'll see what happens here throughout the offseason as it's Kyle Bruston Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. No Brad Nortman, he's mourning. Super Bowl 50 loss. He always takes the Monday after the Super Bowl off. Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, and Strophe here with you Old T from Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these various stations, is joining us. Mark Tauscher, Packer Hall of Famer. How are you?
I'm doing great, fellas. How are you?
Doing fantastic. I want to start with this one for you, Tausch. How many Packers would start for the Eagles on defense?
Okay, let's go through the list. Does Kenny Clark start?
No.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Okay, Xavier McKinney's starting.
I think we all agree on that one.
I think Rashawn Gary is starting. I think he's going to start. I don't think any of the other defensive ends start. I think you find a spot for Quay Walker somewhere along there, or Edgerrin Cooper, one of those two.
Edge, yeah.
I think you're going to find a spot, so that's 3. I think probably the most I could squeeze out of it is 3, and I think you can make a really good argument to get it down to 2.
So what do the Packers need to do in order to change that? I mean, they're like, again, the Eagles were a great defense all year long. But we all have talked about how when the Packers have won Super Bowls, the defenses have been top 5 or better. And the Packers are getting closer to that as we've had conversations about them getting closer when they played the Eagles in the wild card game. I still think it's interesting to look back on how they played in the regular season versus better teams. But ultimately, you can't deny that the defense didn't get better from last year. So what is the next evolution of this defense?
No. I'll push back heavy on that. The defense is markedly better.
Okay, that's fine. How do they get even more improved?
Well, I mean, I think you continue to focus on the turnover, and the obvious answer is you need to find another guy. You need to find some guys. I think there's ways to get home. Philadelphia showed you yesterday their big 2 inside, and then Sweat coming off the edge. Their defensive line was incredibly disruptive, and when Elton Jenkins went out of that game, we had no answers inside. So it's really easy to say draft Jalen Carter or find someone of that nature, because I don't think it's as big of a split. I'm not going to argue that Philly's front 7 or their front 4, with their versatility and with their numbers, it's markedly better. If you're asking me what is the biggest difference, it's not Cooper DeJean. It is that pass rush made Patrick Mahomes' life miserable. We did not do that against Jalen Hurts, and even with that, our defense played good enough to win that day. So there's your guy. You need to find a stud that can get get pressure and forces people to double team them, and hopefully somebody emerges. But I think that's why we've all been saying for most of this offseason already, a Myles Garrett, a Max Crosby, someone that can be an attention getter and a disruptor. That's the difference to me, the biggest difference on the defensive side of the ball. I don't think it's that much different in some of the other spots. I just think that when you have 4 and you don't have to blitz and you make a quarterback's life that miserable.
God, he looked so scared every time he had the football.
Who?
Mahomes. He was done.
Rattled.
He was mentally rattled.
He was rattled, no question, no doubt about it.
And so, Tausch, you saying this is the exact reason why I don't understand if Josh Jacobs is talking about we need to get someone on the D-line. Mark Tauscher, who played for the Green Bay Packers, played offensive line at a very high level, knows that we are a big difference maker away. How is it that Goody doesn't say, you know what, if we get a Hall of Fame type talent like Myles Garrett on this defense, I could be playing on this weekend. This football team could finally capitalize on this window that I'm talking about. Why is it that we are acting like he's not going to go after Myles Garrett? Because that's my biggest concern, is that everybody's like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Why would it not happen?
You know what?
There's other teams that want him too.
So until it doesn't happen, Kyle, I don't know why we're getting all up in arms. Like we all said last year, we need to remake the safety position. Everybody was saying it.
Yeah.
Well, Goody needs to do this. And what happened?
He
remade the safety position. And then it's like, well, it's not even the Aaron Jones piece, but it'd be nice to have a bell cow back. What does he go and do? Goes and picks him up. So I don't think until it gets to be May and June and that you have all this stuff shake out, I don't think it pays to panic. We're going to take looks at all these guys, and are we going to get Myles Garrett? I doubt it. Just knowing how Goody operates. I hate
that so much, Tausch. Let me give you some background, Tausch. Can you please read to Tausch your 15 years ago messages? Because Kyle's living his inner inner kid today.
Yeah, Tausch, 15 years ago on February 7th, the day, I think it was day of or day after the Super Bowl, I said, the quest for Dallas has officially begun for my Packers. And I feel like the quest for Santa Clara should officially begin today. And we all know the obvious glaring hole, and we have an answer. It is so rare to me that a Hall of Fame type talent, an all-pro type talent, a defensive player of the year type talent says, hey, I want to get out of here. Somebody come get me. And you actually have the draft capital to be able to, as the Green Bay Packers, you have the draft capital to go and get him. I'm not a cap specialist, but I know the Green Bay Packers have some cap room to potentially get him and maybe restructure, do what they need to do. This is a rare occurrence, and why won't you seize the day? Carpe diem. Isn't that what it is?
It is carpe diem, and you don't know, he might do it. That's my point. Like, you have to take a beat here because, first off, you can't do anything until March 10th. You can go down at the combine. That's when all the little chattering starts. And, hey, what do you think about this? Oh, is this guy available? Ooh, okay. So, yes, he is going to be aggressive, and I think he realizes that what they had up front on the defensive side of the ball, they did not get enough sustained pressure against good teams. Everybody saw that, and we saw what that looks like last night. When you do, how you can really stall out a good offense. And again, there's other holes to fill. And I think when you're talking about Green Bay, this is the time to do it. I would agree with you on that, Kyle, because you don't have a ton of other holes. This isn't 2018 where you had to reload 5 different spots. You have young players you're expecting. You have a ton of draft picks. You're going to have a lot of young talent that you're going to have to re-sign. The idea of 10 or 15 roster spots being wide open, that's hopefully not going to be the case. So you can be a lot more surgical with what you're trying to get. And if it is Myles Garrett, great. If it's Max Crosby, great. If it's Hendrickson, I would love for them to make a big splash. I am all in on that.
Come on.
But I also I always look at things realistically and know the price has to be right and it has to fit with what you're doing. And even with that, I think this is a place where maybe Goody will overpay a little bit, understanding that your window with Jordan Love on a smaller salary cap number, that's only going to go up.
Mm-hmm.
Make a push because you're not going to always have the lowest paid wide receiving core, and you're not always going to have 2 offensive tackles on rookie deals. All this stuff's changing, so if you're going to do something, you have to keep in future. I have to be able to pay these guys because you don't want great young talent walking out of your building. But you also want to make sure that you're giving yourself every chance to win a championship every year.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher is joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. And Old T, I'd love your opinion on some etiquette as it pertains to a Super Bowl party in which it wasn't very many people, but hosted 2 different couples. And one couple brought some meatballs in a crock pot, and as they were packing up, they asked, hey, do you guys want any of these? You know, they could be lunch or dinner for you guys tomorrow. We're like, no, you can take them back. And then I went to the other room, and couple B, one person in specifically, had already packed up the taco dip that I would have loved some to keep around. If you bring food, is it protocol to ask the host if they want any, or is it just you take it back because you brought it?
Were you hosting?
Yes.
Ooh, really interesting question. I think it is. I think it's okay to do it either way. But if the other couple says, do you want any? And that other couple is in the room as you're packing up, I think you have to make the offer back. Normally,
I mean, they locked that thing up with a lockbox. I mean, I didn't even see the taco dip anymore.
They love that buffalo chicken dip too. I get it; it's a great dip. So I can understand that.
Dip. That's what we made, Kyle.
Ooh, I love it.
We made that, so we got extras for that. But no taco dip because it's all packed up.
Did you offer as host? Let's say you had a ton of leftover pizza. Did you offer them after they offered you the meatballs? Hey, do you want to take any pizza back for little Lenny or for Tommy?
Question, Tausch. He's smirking.
I provided all the booze and the hospitality.
He didn't offer jack squat.
I didn't offer jack squat to answer your question.
Yeah, if they're going to offer that to you and you have – now, if you have 3 slices, no. But if you have – most of the time people over-order because you don't –
For sure. You don't want to be short.
Have enough food. So if you have 3 pizzas, you're not going to go through that. You don't want to have 2-week-old pizza. You offer the pizza back, and then if there is now double reciprocation with the meatballs and the pizza, and then this taco dip is being hoarded, then they're in the wrong.
Yeah.
But if it's just one, if it is reciprocated back, they also have to put that offer out, unless you're scraping the bottom of the crock pot.
Yeah, there was definitely enough buffalo chicken dip that we had. Holy cow, is that a centipede?
Oh, my gosh.
What is that?
That's a centipede.
All right, wonderful. Yeah, I think you gave me the good answer there, Tausch, as Kyle's running for his life. I'm not good with centipedes either. Can they bite you, Tausch?
They can nibble at you.
I'm not
For
interested.
sure. You got all those legs.
Save me, Kyle. Save me.
Where is it?
It went behind.
Is it gone?
It's gone.
No, we got rats and roaches in this mug. Roaches.
Tausch, we appreciate the time. And yes, I think that if I would have offered back some of the stuff that we made, then we really would have dug it into the taco dip thieves that they were in the wrong.
I'd agree. I think we're all on the same page.
Well, it's good to talk to you on a Monday, Tausch. Man, I wish we had you on a Tuesday, too, but...
I know. Well,
life
Tuesday now we got some things popped up tomorrow, and I appreciate you guys are always the best.
Tausch.
I know you get a lot of grief from certain people, not me usually, but you guys are good.
Tausch, before you go, how do you feel about that Bucks trade of Middleton?
I was okay with it.
Okay.
I was okay with it. I think Chris Middleton is going to go down as one of the greats. He's going to get his number retired. He is a legend for the Milwaukee Bucks, but I think this team, I'm still, even with these trades, I don't feel awesome, but I think you had to try something to get a little more athletic, and with the injuries that Chris has had, I think it was worth the roll of the dice.
Well, Old T, we appreciate
Benny Bucks, what did you say about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing you could have done.
He eviscerated. He said Kyle Kuzma's awful. He sucks. The Bucks aren't any better.
Well, they're not. Okay, they're better, but marginally, not to the point where we're excited about talking about them as champions. Which
he said, what are people celebrating for?
It just sucks. It sucks because I want to see Giannis get 2, and it feels like the Bucks didn't get closer to Giannis getting 2 unless they're able to parlay moving on from Chris after this.
Yeah, I felt like we should have called Dallas and traded Chris for Luka Doncic.
Might as well.
Never know what they would have said.
Sabotage down that way.
You got to tell people. You have to ask people to say no, don't you? Isn't that always what it comes down to?
Can't get a yes without asking for a yes.
Amen. All right, Brett. All right, guys.
That's Old T. Mark Tauscher, Packer Hall of Famer. Listen to him 9 to noon across these very stations. Kyle and I are going to. I feel like we have to try and find the centipede.
Should we start taking stuff off the wall?
See, the problem is now is that I'm one of them people who.
Your back's to the centipede now.
Yeah, exactly. So now I think something crawling on me. I'm itchy and scratchy.
Oh, you start doing that. I feel something.
Yeah, man. You know I got these dreads.
Yeah, you got the long dreads.
So I'm scratching my leg. I'm legitimately scratching my leg. I don't know where that damn centipede
What's on your right shoulder?
Stop playing with me, Stroh.
We'll be back.
Like
Kyle,
getting all
let's
high.
find the centipede.
Ugh.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Kyle, I love you.
Can't say the same.
That's fair.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here because you need to win the ultimate Valentine's Day prize courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. To register, go to Welke'sDateNight.com for your chance to win a bouquet of flowers courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. On top of that, spend a beautiful night in the city watching Milwaukee basketball take on Miami on February 23rd. Register to win a wonderful Valentine's Day prize courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. That's Welke'sDateNight.com. Register now through February 12th.
Love is in the air at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, play to your heart's content in the Love It or Leave It $300,000 game show. Thursday night, you could love your prize or leave it for another. For a chance to cuddle up to thousands in cash and prizes, just play using your rewards card. Get ready to love it or leave it. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at PaysBig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting another Scramble tournament with $1,000 in cash prizes available. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a 2-man scramble at TPC Scottsdale, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through February 28th. Your winter chance to play TPC Scottsdale awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Kyle Wallace for Universal Windows Direct. February is here and love is in the air, but if you're not in love with the way your home feels this winter, Universal Windows Direct has the perfect solution with their Love Your Windows sales event. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. Need 4 windows, you pay for 2. It's the perfect way to save big while upgrading your home. Schedule your free in-home estimate or visit universalwindowsdirect.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The new year is here, and we all know it's the perfect time to hit the reset button. Let's be real, guys. Feeling confident in how you look and feel isn't just for women. That's where Quintessa Aesthetic Center comes in. From now through March 31st, Quintessa is offering exclusive packages to help you start 2025 as a more confident you. Whether it's weight loss plans or even IV therapy, Quintessa has personalized options backed by medical experts to help you look and feel your absolute best. Visit myquintessa.com to learn more. Make 2025 the year you feel confident inside and out.
Hey, this is Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Valentine's Day is almost here, and Racine Danish Kringles has you covered with their heart-shaped Kringle. You know my family loves Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles, and sometimes they share it with me. Racine Danish Kringles offers a heart-shaped Kringle with pink icing in raspberry, chocolate silk cherry, and pecan flavors to send to your loved one. Order at Kringle.com or call 800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You my little boo thing, so I'll give a hoot what you do. Say, girl, I know you a little too tame. I'll be shooting that shot.
Let us know how you're feeling after watching the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl. Because I understand why your mind and your conversation should go to how far away are the Green Bay Packers? They put up the best defensive performance against the Eagles in the playoffs.
Sure did, didn't they?
Let's go to Alicia, 800-990-3776 on the Carbless Talk and Text line. You're on Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin with no Brad, Ben, Kyle, and Strofe.
Hey, good for the Eagles. But anyway, I was listening to you guys talk earlier about us getting a future Hall of Fame player, and that would be great. If we could find somebody that could gel with the team, you know, they're a young team, and they've been together for a while now, a couple years, but that could also go terribly wrong. I think that maybe that what's going on with the Packers is a little bit deeper than just personnel. It feels like almost, they don't have that Packer feeling. It's like an underlying general malaise that they have. It's like, I don't know if they're afraid of making a mistake or if they're afraid of too much success. It just feels like there's a anxiety there.
Are you saying they're lacking like a Packer confidence, like wearing the G proudly?
Yeah, I don't know if they feel like there's so much pressure on them, or who knows, maybe just, a lot of them all their lives they've been pushed to be, superstar players or whatever. It could be a cumulative thing. I don't know. It could be the world coming into, the field. It could be, society. Like they don't want to get canceled. They don't want to have people talking bad about them. Who knows? But I'm telling you, it's not just the play. It's not just the coaching. And I think that some of that is on LaFleur, too. I think he's a little bit afraid to make a mistake. He doesn't want to lose his job. He doesn't want to change things up too much. He doesn't want to
I think I got this, Alicia. I think I got this after that last point. I think she thinks that they're all playing like Matt LaFleur is like on edge. They're walking on broken glass, so to speak. Like it's almost like they're nervous of every move that they make. They don't have a free-flowing confidence, which I think I like that she brought that up at the end about Matt LaFleur, because I think that's ultimately where it begins, right? What I did enjoy about the pregame when I didn't have people over was listening to Andy Reid and Nick Sirianni sit down and hear about the identities of the head coaches and to see how they would talk about their team, how their team plays on the field for them, right? Like, I don't know. Has Matt reached the full potential of this team? And I think that's kind of what she's getting at. I feel like we've been missing something. There's something lacking.
Okay.
And I'm putting this together. Do you kind of see where I'm going here?
I see what you were doing, because she was talking about different things off the field. Personally, I believe that this football team, for what we have seen, they play their butts off. That's one thing I give them credit for. And as I review kind of how this season went, I give Matt LaFleur a lot of credit for the effort that his team gave, because the team constantly gave a lot of effort, but were they always properly prepared to execute? That I cannot see. And I don't think it comes down to, Matt LaFleur feeling nervous. No, I think Matt LaFleur just needs to be able to improve overall as a head coach, because I don't know how much he's done to say, how can I be a better leader of men? How can I be a better developer or talent for this overall football team so we can get over the hump? That's one thing that I'm not sure that I've seen enough growth from Matt LaFleur in that sense of things.
Steven Sports Cards chimes in.
What up, Stevie?
I think simply put here, no identity.
I mean, that's something that the Packers...
And it starts with the floor, which she ended with.
I think that's something offensively. But defensively, again, I think these guys play their butts off. Defensively, I think they fly around. I think they give all their best effort. I think they do the best they can with what they got, which defensively on the D-line is not a lot. Offensively, I think it's just a lot of disjointedness. Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
You just spit something out your mouth.
Yes.
What was that? What
I have a cough drop that when I'm not talking, I try and keep the throat lathered.
Why?
He's an odd feller. He's a very odd fella. You and Mark Murphy.
Watch out for the centipede.
Your eyes would get bigger. I saw when you actually saw. I just thought it was very odd.
I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah,
I'm trying to make sure I can communicate effectively for the next 2 hours and 2 minutes.
But you said when you're not talking, you're doing a 3-hour radio show. So what do you mean when you're not talking?
Are you not feeling better?
No, I'm feeling better. I probably just shouldn't have gone to a concert on Friday night and been screaming at the top of my lungs.
Oh, so you could scroll. You were fine for the. You know what's interesting about Ben?
Yeah, go ahead.
He was.
We'll be back in 2 minutes.
So sick on Monday, so sick on Tuesday, but he can use his voice to call in for when Mark Tauscher calls, and he was fine with that. On Wednesday, he's just so recovering, and Thursday and Friday.
Bring it. Come on.
So Friday's like, I'm trying to get over it. I'm trying to feel better, but then I go to a concert and I use and scream my voice. You were telling us on the trade day, I was so exhausted. I used my voice all day Wednesday, and I'm just gone. And then you go to a concert and use your voice as well. You are full of excuses. You are full of picking and choosing. Yeah, you're picking and choosing when you want to use stuff and make excuses.
I love that you just figured this out.
It's not a good thing, Ben. It's not like an endearing characteristic.
It works on my fiance.
That's right. You trapped her. Congratulations.
Not the most ringing endorsement of the person you're marrying.
By the way, I wasn't screaming for the concert. I was standing next to Greg Scalzo, and I had so much energy that I was screaming at him of excitement about things we were talking about.
Give us an example.
I can't.
You can't give us one single example?
I said I'd go to war for him.
Why?
Because I love him.
Oh, you're that type of person.
Oh yeah, I was emotional,
bro. Listen, bro, I love you. Like I love like for real, man. Like this is amazing, man. Like I'm with my boys. Bro, I was go to freaking war.
I was like, if you were a general in the Revolutionary War,
he wouldn't want you on his team.
Not the point. He would outsmart every other commander. He'd be 10 steps ahead of them.
Oh, he's like
if he was a lawyer, he would put Harvey in suits in his pocket. He would have him mind trapped.
How did he get you to be this loyal? I mean, he is hyping this man up. He said, "Listen, it's
an obsession.
He's incredible."
I think I'm obsessed with Greg Scalzo.
That's when you stand up for your wedding. Who are you really saying I do to?
Greg.
Shortly after he disses his fiance's mental capacity into why she's marrying him. I mean, this is just a stellar.
Isn't this wild?
Couple of minutes here. Okay.
This is what I did on Friday.
You just told the man
I basically
how much you
told
loved him?
Greg how much I love him.
Okay. So is that an ass kissing thing because he's your boss?
He adores Greg Scalzo.
I respect the hell out of that man. Respect it.
So he abused you verbally and mentally
for years.
Yeah. And now it's like, I love him.
In drive time, might I add. From 4 to 6 p.m., while people went home from work, they listened to you get verbally
Do you guys
battered.
realize that 2 hours does not equate to the amount of time that we spent together?
Yeah, at least you can say that about one of your shows.
Damn, we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Steinhaffel's President's Day sale is happening now. Find great deals on amazing bonus buys throughout the entire store. Then take an extra $100 off every $17.99 you spend. Plus, get a $100 MasterCard for every $17.99 you spend. See store for details. Or make your new room more affordable with Steinhaffel's 36-month 0% financing. Get in today because these deals won't last long. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Join Milwaukee men's basketball for an exciting weekend of hoops action at Panther Arena. It's homecoming on Friday as the Panthers take on Wright State. Tip-off is at 7. All fans receive a free t-shirt courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Then on Sunday, MKE takes on Northern Kentucky at 2. The Panthers will celebrate their 20th anniversary of the 2005 Sweet 16 team, presented by Prairie Farms Dairy. Visit MKEPanthers.com for tickets. Panthers Athletics for the MKE.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Get ready for the grooviest celebration of the year. Join us at American Place Casino for our Woodstock and Wildflowers 2-year anniversary bash on Saturday, February 15th. We're giving away $50,000 in cash and free play with winners drawn every 15 minutes from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. Participate in our costume drawing for a chance to win $500 in free play. Come celebrate our 2-year anniversary. Don't miss out on all the fun promotions and live entertainment. Peace, love, and big jackpots await. Visit AmericanPlace.com for more details.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
No Brad Nortman. My name is Ben Brust with Kyle Wallace, our Packer backer that is seeing the silver lining and has the ultimate hope that the journey in quest to Santa Clara for Super Bowl 60?
Oh, it is 6-0, huh?
Whatever Roman numerals that looks like begins now.
There are players that are asking to be freed who won't be free agents, so they can't completely dictate where they're going, so they don't have freedom of choice. All they have is freedom of where they get traded to. And if you offer the most, you can potentially acquire somebody.
LX, by the way.
LX, 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line. This is more. Yes, Taylor and Waukesha, I am glad you brought that up. Hey, Ben, I took Tails with you Saturday. Ding, 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 ding.
You did what? Tails never fails.
Tails never fails.
That $75 is gone.
And I
mean, that wasn't the only bet I placed on heads.
Yeah, how much did you have on the coin toss?
$120.
That's irresponsible.
Yeah. I know. I had more money on the coin toss than I had on anything else. Yeah, that was my Super Bowl was the coin toss.
You were better off just putting it on black.
Yeah, probably.
When it was Tails, I just smirked. I didn't expect to get a Venmo right away from Strofe.
I yelled the F word really loud, then opened Venmo.
I should have got in on that because I said Tails never fail. I should have got 25.
Yeah, well, Taylor, congratulations on your winnings at Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
Congratulations, Taylor. Happy for you. Always next year.
What I want to know, I guess, based off of Alicia's call and the way that the texts and the calls have flowed in, seemingly after, is what are the Packers lacking if it's not the players on the field? Like, are we overthinking this one? Is it the killer instinct? Is it the way that Matt LaFleur is motivating these guys, or is it simply like they just need a couple more guys?
No, the Packers need a couple more guys. It's obvious, right? Like, because what I believe.
Because what happens if you get the guys and then Matt can't lead the guys? Then we say it's a Matt problem?
No, one thing is that I do understand that Matt LaFleur had some guys with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams when he first got here to Green Bay, and he was not able to get them over the hump to a Super Bowl. But things have changed to when I look at this defense. I am very impressed of the work of Jeff Hafley in year one and what he was able to cook up with this defense. So I truly believe when he got some guys right, you saw what a Xavier McKinney can do on the back end, right? You see what a Jordan Love can do when healthy. And so overall, I believe when the Green Bay Packers get the right ingredients, we have the cooks, we have the chefs that are able to put on a feast, a delicious feast. And so I just want to make sure that Goody provides him with the talent defensively and also provides him with the talent offensively to make this team the best they can be. Look how well Josh Jacobs performed. Look how well Xavier McKinney performed. We can recreate that this offseason if we make the right moves.
Yes, the key word is if we make the right moves, because the amount of times that we've talked about Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacobs, like
when we make the right moves. Come on, win.
My job isn't just to lie to you. I understand you're on your quest to Santa Clara and everything's going to happen the way you want it to happen, but I can't do that. I have to be the person that pushes you to think differently. And if you still end up in your super positive, everything's going to happen my way mindset, then so be it. But we have to still admit that what Goody did was awesome, but very rare. Like it's so unbelievably rare to find two free agents, get them in the value that they did, get them in a contract that was as front-loaded as it was, and then have them produce and outperform what they signed in year one. Yeah. I thought, it's unbelievable how he did that.
Yeah.
Now trying to do that again, I'm just saying from an odds perspective, very, very hard to happen.
It shouldn't be the goal to try to outdo that. The goal should be to find real, legitimate talent that can make your defense legitimate, make your offense legitimate. There are talented guys out there that has some type of either void that they can fill for your football team, or in the Devontae Adams sense, somebody that actually may be flirting with the idea of coming back to Green Bay. You potentially being on one of the listed places that he'd be willing to go to. Like, you need to take these swings, man, because because for the Green Bay Packers, the goal should be a Super Bowl. It should not be to be competitive. And right now, if Goody goes out there and tries to find a hidden gem like a Ryan Braun, like a Zach Braun, it may not work out. Go out there and find somebody that's legitimate, like a Myles Garrett.
Ryan Braun. Beads in Milwaukee, you're on the Carbless Talking text line, 800-990-3776. Is it the players you want, or are you worried about who's in charge?
Players. Didn't Goody already get the Smith brothers? That was in his resume, wasn't it?
Sure was, in 2019.
So that kind of worked out that year. So it's kind of trust the process. I think it all floats back yet again to need 1-2 defensive linemen. I agree with you, Kyle, but at the same token, I think there might be more with Myles Garrett being all about Myles Garrett and also trying to kill somebody with their own helmet in the past.
Stop come on,
Beebs. First and foremost, it's football.
It is a barbaric sport.
Yeah, my goodness. Kill somebody with their own helmet. Let it go, Beebs. Don't listen, Beebs.
I'm not going to lie. I forgot Myles Garrett even did that.
Exactly. Like, who cares?
Who holds on to that?
I
remember Mason Rudolph.
No,
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
But no,
Mason's probably like, I'm over it.
Why are you guys forgetting about this? He tried to kill me.
No, for real though. How about we have the same energy for people? The Bucs just traded for a guy named Kevin Porter Jr., who had a domestic violence issue, and I don't hear people up in arms about that. Like, let's stop picking and choosing when the hell we want to be mad about.
I do agree, because it is quite funny when they're on your team. Ain't nobody give a damn.
Yeah.
But when they're not, it's like a big deal.
Like, let's just stop. Let's just stop with all that.
There was another recent local example as well that I'm always laughing at, but we don't need to go down this rabbit hole. Dave from Aaron chimes in on the Carbless Talking text line. The Packers need a couple of guys, no doubt, but we are all... Oh, there it is. Brandon McManus, duh. We are also lacking strong leadership, either from the coaches or our best players. Now, that to me is interesting because of what Tucker Kraft had said immediately after the season, talking about how we need to wake up and we could feel the loss to Philadelphia brewing. that ultimately cannot happen at any point moving forward.
And you know what? You need situations like that, right? Because what I see from Tucker Kraft, if I see somebody who's doing some self-evaluation of what his role is on this football team, I'm not just talking about what his role is on the field. I'm talking about what his role is in that locker room. How can he be a leader of the team inside where he can voice his opinion and get guys to follow, right? In year 3, I think he ascends to that type of position because he's talented on the football field. He backs up his talk. And then on top of that, guys probably listen to him in the locker room. So there needs to be some growth from these guys. And also, it's with Jordan Love. Will Jordan Love take that next step that has to be taken in order for this football team to take that next step? Jalen Hurts, he had to go back and forth with A.J. Brown during this year, but he never backed down, right? He stepped up. They had the conversations, and look at them now. You have to be able to have conflict conversations in order to be a great leader.
And come out the other side of it. Because, a lot of people would have looked at the Eagles this year and said, uh-oh. One of their players said, 11 and 1 are getting into it.
Yeah, they were.
And
11 was mad.
This is A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. And last year, it was Sirianni and Hurts and A.J. Brown. And they lost, They won one of their last 7 games and then exited in the wild card. Same sort of thing could have happened this year, and they could have crumbled. Yep. The same thing can't happen to the Green Bay Packers. They need to learn from whatever happened at the end of the season. And I think for a young team, it's a good time for it to have happened, because I don't think the makeup of the team was ready to win a Super Bowl.
No, they weren't ready to win a Super Bowl.
So it could be a blessing in disguise that it happened last year and not moving forward.
Yeah.
Yes, Alex Stroh.
Yeah, it was still a year early in my mind, right? Like, it was. I don't want to say house money, because there were expectations this year. The expectations were you would improve, you would be more consistent, you'd make it back to the postseason, maybe win a playoff game, which obviously didn't do that part. But the rest of those boxes were checked. Just something to keep in mind. The Eagles were the number 1 defense in football all year. They looked like the number 1 defense in football yesterday. Think about the playmakers they had on the field yesterday. Cooper DeJean, rookie, wasn't on their team last year.
Yeah.
Had a pick 6 in that game. Zach Bond led the team with 7 tackles and had an interception.
Free agent.
Wasn't on that team last year, right? So, and by the way, it was a cheap free agent, right? That was a low-risk, high-reward move, which Goody has been typically pretty good at. So, while some of these signings this offseason, as we approach free agency just over a month from now,
the difference being
might not be super sexy, but they can be super impactful.
They can be, but the way that Philly's consistently done it correctly and drafted correctly and signed the right guys correctly, and part of that is look, the Packers draft in a spot where it is just a tad bit harder to hit at such a high level. When you can get a Jalen Carter at 10, it's going to be different than getting a Jordan Morgan in the 20s.
All said. Yep.
But when you do get a chance to swap with the Jets and you pick 13th and LVN's what you end up with, you end up kicking yourselves in the head and say, how the damn did we not take Will McDonald?
Will McDonald or Christian Gonzalez.
Insert name here.
It's Goody, right? Goody has to eventually get it right. We shouldn't trust Goody in the first round whatsoever until he proves us something. We need to get a guy who can come in and make an instant impact right away in the first round this year. If you want to get to where you need to be, you need to get it right in the first round this year. There is no other if, ands, or buts about it. There's no more excuses we make for Goody. If he misses this year, Ed Policy, who will be the new president of the Green Bay Packers, he needs to be saying, Goody, what the heck, man? Like, not again.
Come on, Goody. I just got the gig, man.
Goody, what the heck, man?
What the heck? Hit on a first-round draft pick, man. We've been together for 30 years.
What the heck?
That being said, where I was yesterday was electric. It had draft vibe atmospheres, if you ask me. And that was Potawatomi Casino Hotel for the big game. Holy moly. When I was there from noon to 3 for a specialty weekly wager with Jen Latta and Josh DiMaggio, it was packed everywhere. And it was such an electric environment. So if you're thinking of your next sporting event, as we head into the best time, one of the next best times of the year, where you have college basketball, into the Masters, into all these great sporting events, there's no place you're going to want to rather be than that 2,000 square foot video wall with all the great food, seating for 200, specials galore. They make it happen for you at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Check them out, paysbig.com. Build your bets over there and scan that QR code. Got a couple to cash. Shout out Josh DiMaggio for Jalen Hurts' longest rush, plus 800. Thank you, Josh. Jason Wilde joins us next to answer our questions that we so need help with.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
Steph, your biggest strength in life that you bring to this world?
Probably my wife, because she keeps me calm. Even when I'm cursing at the TV during Packers games, I always know I can fall back on her.
That's sweet, man. Who knew KBN Nation with so many simps? Boy, I love this. I love this.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Starting off with a pretty good ride right now. Westbound 94 is a little bit tight from about 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43, a little quick tap the brakes right past the Locust area. Otherwise, everything else is looking pretty good. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com and check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, a few snow showers, a light dusting for most, low of 15. And tomorrow, morning flurries, partly cloudy, otherwise chilly with a high of 20. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN. ESPN.
The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Your taste buds are in luck. The Reuben is back at Cousin Subs. Try this classic sub grilled to order just for you. Stacked with corned beef, Wisconsin Swiss cheese, and sauerkraut topped with Thousand Island dressing and served on rye bread. And our delicious mint shake is back. Both the Reuben and mint shake can be ordered via the Cousins app or online for a limited time only. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
With your Saganiac Planning Marquette recap, I'm Will Summers. The Golden Eagles flocked to Omaha on Saturday for another Big East battle, this time against Creighton. While trailing for a majority of the first half, a Cam Jones buzzer beater gave Marquette life heading into the second half.
2-1, Cam Jones gets it off. There it is. Oh, feet. That's beautiful.
A strong comeback led by Jones as well as senior David Joplin gave the Golden Eagles the lead late in the game, but it would not be enough as Marquette fell 77-69. Marquette looks to get back in the win column at home against DePaul on Tuesday.
For your fellow fanatics and your number one fans, for your game day compatriots and your personal cheerleaders, for all the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Support your overall health so you can be your best for those who matter to you most. Call Eric Pearson. Eric Pearson, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
You're listening to Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. The Wolf of Wall Street was on the other day when I was flipping through channel. Great family film.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
I'm a naturally inquisitive person.
Holding everybody accountable.
If you feel better about that, I'm happy to do so.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Love this intro for Jason Wilde, who's joining Kyle Bruston Nortman right now across ESPN Wisconsin. No Brad Nortman. He takes the day of mourning after the Super Bowl, considering he lost Super Bowl 50 as a runner-up. Jason, welcome to the program.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Rocking and rolling. As, we continue to look at this, as I'm sure you do, in the lens of how do the Packers find a way back to the Super Bowl, especially now that a 3 to 5 year plan has been laid out by Rob Demovsky on ESPN, and we've talked about it with you. How many Packers defensive players do you think would start on the Eagles defense?
Oh, I don't know. I have not thought and gone position by position. I don't think, like, as I watched that unfold, I thought two things. I thought, one, all right, what are the things that the Eagles do that the Packers don't? And the Eagles turned the ball over, right? I think it was the first interception Jalen Hurts has thrown in the postseason this year, which obviously is fewer than the 4 turnovers the Packers had in that one game alone. I don't think that they do things that the Packers are incapable of doing, right? I went through that list with Tausch this morning.
Pass rush is on the list, though, right?
It is, no doubt, and that was a major problem. And obviously, we had Chris Canty on at the end of last week, and Tausch had brought up how those Giants teams, both the 2007 team that beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl with Michael Strahan, and then the 2011 team that again beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Both of those Giants teams got pressure with their front 4, right? Justin Tuck and Osi Umenyiora and those guys. And then we saw that happen again yesterday in that game. And the Packers were incapable of doing that. They need that, whether that's adding a Max Crosby or Myles Garrett or whoever it might be, or it's just those guys being better that they already have. They have to be better in that department. They already fired their defensive line coach, which I would say is a sign that they at least feel like there's a chance they can be better with the guys they actually have. And then the other thing, that really stood out was on offense. They have great protection, which the Packers had for a good chunk of the season, but not as good. They have a play-action game, which the Packers definitely did not have the way it had it the previous year with Love's first year as a starter. And then the biggest thing is the fact that Jalen Hurts can hurt, pardon the pun, you with his legs. And that was not the case with Jordan. Now, is that partially because of the leg injuries he had? Sure, but not exclusively. I mean, that's
it's not really been his DNA.
Right. So is that something he can do more of? So those were all things that kind of jumped out at me that I think are applicable, that the Packers are capable of doing, but they got to do a far better job of it than they have to this point.
Yeah, I'm curious on that last one. Obviously, the pass rush has been talked about, and whether Goody, drafts or makes a move, that's TBD. But as it pertains to who your quarterback is, it is Jordan Love. And I remember looking at the AFC and NFC championship games, all 4 quarterbacks in those games had the ability and have shown the ability throughout their careers. Obviously, Jaden Daniels very young in his career to pick up or take the ball and pick up first downs by utilizing their legs. Is that something that that Jordan can develop into, or like he's just been primarily a pocket passer? He's shown glimpses of it. Obviously, he was injured last year, but is that an important necessity to a quarterback moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think he's exclusively. I don't want to be, mischaracterizing him. I don't think he's exclusively he can move and look, he ran for 283 yards. Fact check me on that.
It was somewhere in the mid to high 280s, and I think down in the 150 to 180s this injured year.
No, it was 83 this injured year, if I remember correctly. He did not run at all.
Only I think 25 carries or something like that, or attempts.
Right. I mean, if I remember the stat correctly, I think Malik Willis ran for more yards in 2 starts and 2 relief appearances than Jordan did all season. And so my point is that we've seen him run before. We saw him run in his first year as the starter. He's capable of that. It's just a matter of how do you include that in your offense, because one of the reasons, and look, Saquon Barkley is fantastic. I would argue, and obviously there's no way to prove this, but I would argue that Josh Jacobs would have had a similar season if he had a quarterback who was the same threat to run. And I'm not saying they need Jordan Love to be that level of threat. I'm not saying that. But they need him to be more of a threat.
I got the Pro Football Reference for you. 50 for 247, 4.9 yards in 23. 25 for 83. You nailed that at 3.3 yard average.
Yeah. I mean, and look, some of that is quarterback sneaks and whatever else. But the bottom line is he's more in the mold of Aaron Rodgers, who was capable of running, especially in his younger years. But really, he would extend plays with his feet to make plays with his arm. And that's kind of the cloth that Jordan Love is cut from. And I just think in today's NFL, the way it's trending, you need to be more than that. And Josh Allen is a different type of runner than Jaden Daniels is. And Lamar Jackson is a different type of runner than Jalen Hurts is. And, some guys are able to run, but they're not able to throw the ball effectively enough like Justin Fields was, right? And so you got to have a guy that can do it all. I think Jordan's capable of far more with his legs than he's done to this point. I think they have to, I would hope, if I'm a Packers fan, that Matt LaFleur is spending his offseason with his offensive coaching staff figuring out how can we get the play-action game going, how can we use Jordan's legs more effectively, and what do we have to do to scheme our wide receivers open more consistently, because that group did not take the leap that we wanted it to. And then on defense, I think there's a lot of really good things that they have to build on, including what their linebackers were able to do and how good their two starting safeties are. But if I'm Jeff Hafley, I'm spending the time saying, okay, what do I need to do to get these defensive linemen to be able to get pressure with four? And then what's Goody going to do in terms of personnel for my corners? Because if we're going to go into the season and Carrington Valentine and Keyshawn Nixon are our number 1 and 2 corners, we need more depth there. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what that's going to look like when it all shakes out.
Jason, did watching the Eagles' dominance during this playoffs give you any type of make you feel better about the current state of the Green Bay Packers? 'Cause I know a lot of Packers fans were really down on the team after the loss to the Eagles. Did it kind of make you feel a little bit better about the state of this team after watching the Eagles dominate?
No, I mean, look, there's no transitive property of football, right? Like we all do it, myself included. But the Packers beat Team X beat Team Y. Team Y beat Team Z, so the Packers could have beaten Team Z. I understand why that happens. I know why people look at it that way. I've been guilty of that too, but it really doesn't work that way. And so, did the Packers give the Eagles a more difficult time in the opener and in their playoff loss than other teams did? I mean, let's be honest. The Rams playing in snow in Philadelphia put up a pretty good fight too, didn't they?
They did.
So, it's more Washington and then Kansas City. What it does say to me, though, in terms of where the Packers are, is that it's just a different feeling about the team than it was a year ago, because everything came up roses down the stretch, and this year everything went, I can't swear on the radio, to you know what,
Sugar
down
Honey
the stretch, right? I'm trying to think of the song. I'm not.
It went to dog poop?
Yeah. Roses really smell like poo, 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 poo.
Oh, a little Outcast.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Thank you very much. By the way, I could have used Kyle yesterday because, and Kyle, I don't want to say, well, you're one of my black friends, but I could have used some help as a middle-aged white guy at halftime. Because
as a 33-year-old white guy, I could have used Kyle's help too, Jason.
Well, like I read all about the kind of the, what do you want to call them?
The beef?
Like Easter eggs or whatever. The beef, yeah. But like the things that if you didn't know what was going on, you wouldn't have gotten some of the references. And I read about them after the fact, and I felt, oh, that's clever. I like what Kendrick Lamar did there. For example, having Serena Williams
do the crip walk, yeah.
Yes, like I had no idea that there was
I
a
rewound.
history there.
I was like, is that Serena?
Yeah. No, I mean, there was a lot of creative things about it. I mean, yeah, it was, to be honest, I wasn't as entertained. I thought it was fine.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Interesting.
I like a lot of Kendrick's music. He didn't play all the hits. He just played the new stuff.
No deep cuts.
Yeah.
I like the hits. Give me the hits.
Yeah.
Especially if I don't know you.
Really didn't play
So
the
like
hits.
the opening song was, I was reading, that is like a unreleased track.
Unreleased verse or something like that. Yeah. Which I like that beginning. I like a message, but I like a message to be very direct, and also like to be entertained. I like to bop my head, right? Like, now you're not like us. I can bop to that, but once you slow it
Jason,
down,
should be noted that Kyle, known Drake fan.
I am a Jason.
No.
Jason,
Look at Jason. He's in now.
Wait a minute.
Now that I'm learning all this, Kyle, I feel like, see, this is why middle-aged white guys like me have to be very careful, because now I didn't know you were a Drake fan and all the beef that was there. This is really problematic.
I am a Drake fan. I am. But if you listen to Truth to Power, noon to 1 on 101.7 The Truth, my introduction song is the beat of a Kendrick Lamar song with his cousin Baby King.
So you're playing both
so he's
sides.
middling.
No, I'm a bigger fan of Drake.
You're Switzerland.
But I am a big fan. I also like Kendrick Lamar. But I like ratchet music, so I like Drake a little bit
That's like
more.
saying you like the Chicago Bears too.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you're being Switzerland right now. You got to pick a side.
No, it's not. I'm picking Drake's side. What do you mean? I pick one. I know who I'm defending. But it was a fine performance.
Jason, if you were at a Super Bowl party and you brought some food and there was leftover food, would you ask the host if they wanted some of that, or would you just take your food and pack it away?
Ooh, this is a great question. Who did it, and what did they do?
Gina Della from Pella's wonderful son Austin brought some taco dip that I was really looking forward to potentially having tonight when I got home, but that was zipped up in a bag before I could even blink at trying to get some, while the other couple offered some meatballs that were still in the crock pot.
Ooh, I think you bring it, you leave it, unless the host says, hey, there's no way we're going to be able to eat all this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is there anything that you brought or that anyone else brought that you want to take? Because we can't eat all this stuff. So that reminds me, I have a couple of jobs that Austin Della has given me to do. I got to get those done this week. So he took the taco dip?
I mean, that thing was sealed before I could even ask if,
Was it homemade or store-bought?
Homemade too, which made it extra special.
He needed his Tupperware back.
Yeah, I think that's in poor taste.
IPT for sure, to quote Wilde and Tausch.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like trying to talk rap diss tracks when you're a middle-aged white guy and trying to sound intelligent. Also IPT.
I mean, we all got to try and figure it out ourselves, Jason. So.
Are you middle-aged, Ben Bruss?
I don't know. I'm out of touch.
You could ask that of me, too. You could argue that I've passed that point.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
See that as a...
Well, we didn't want to do that. We were thinking it, but we didn't want to do it.
That's nice.
Thank you,
guys are
Jason.
good friends. All right, boys. Take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. Listen to Jason Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these very stations.
Is that the conversation happening at many suburban tables about the Super Bowl halftime?
Yes, everyone was confused.
What did I miss?
Yeah, what did I miss and what did I just watch? And was it patriotic?
Or yeah, that one.
Was that patriotic?
That one was the best. I mean, just
look, he loves America.
Just
look at the red, white, and blue.
Open your Facebook feed, and all the old whites are going to tell you how awful it was.
Yeah.
I saw someone with oh my gosh, there's an American flag. Look at the unity. We move on. Next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Listen, Diana, that's her name. Listen, we all about positive manifestation. I like you, Diana. All it is
Dirty
negative.
Diana.
Criticize.
Dirty Diana.
I love you, Kyle.
Love you too, girl.
I love you, Kyle.
I love you too. That's what I'm talking about. The real Packer Nation.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Westbound 94, a bit heavy right through the stadium interchange between about 35th Street and Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 41 starting to get a little bit heavy, heading past Good Hope Road, and then again right past Capitol Drive. Other than that, we are actually looking pretty good. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, a few snow showers, then a light dusting for most people, a low of 15. And tomorrow, morning flurries, partly cloudy skies, otherwise chilly with a high of 20. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is Kevin Moret for Mentality. Men, you're being robbed of your potential. Research shows a shocking 1% annual decline in testosterone levels. That's why building muscle feels impossible and your confidence is at an all-time low. But here's the truth. You're not alone in this uphill battle. Mentality's physician-directed, FDA-approved treatment doesn't just level the playing field, it restores your body's powerful balance. Our patients experience a documented 30% increase in their testosterone levels. Stop struggling and turn this around. Defy the odds and reclaim your masculine edge at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust. Get your Golden Eagles essentials by opening Marquette checking from Wintrust today.
Marquette continued their Big East road trip in Omaha against the Creighton Blue Jays on Saturday. While trailing for most of the game, David Joplin's 4-3 of the game would give Marquette the lead late in the second half.
Cam Jones on the perimeter against Kalkbrenner. Into the corner. Joplin, open three. Holla at your boy. Again. Holla at your boy. And again. Holla at your boy.
Despite another comeback effort, the Golden Eagles would fall short, losing 77-67. Here's what Golden Eagle head coach Shaka Smart had to say following the team's road loss.
Our guys are really hurting in that locker room because of our recent results. And, what the best teams do is they find a way to come together around adversity.
Marquette looks to turn things around Tuesday as they will be back at home to take on DePaul.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, and the official bank of Marquette University. It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
The weekend started off tough for the Bucks after they blew a 21-point lead to the Hawks in a loss in Atlanta on Friday night, but it came back around on Sunday as vintage Dame Lillard showed up.
Launching from nearly midcourt, Logo Lillard strikes again. That's a 37-foot three-pointer.
A season-high 43 for Dame in a 135-127 Bucks win over Philly. That happening at Fiserv Forum. No Giannis once again in the game as he is reported to miss the next few weeks, including the All-Star game, with a calf injury. Bucks take on the T-Wolves in Minnesota next on Wednesday night.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart. You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Russ, Kyle Wallace, no Brad Nortman, Strophe running the show. UKBN Nation, as always, at 800-990-3776. That's the Carbless Talking text line. Less is more. See us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Now, I got an email over the weekend, and it was on the personal email.
Cool.
Right now, the personal email is rehearsal dinner, hotels.
So all wedding stuff.
All weddings, like
Fun
venue.
stuff, man. Fun
Yeah,
stuff.
sounds like a blast.
I can't wait. Strofe, I'll send you pictures.
And one came in from somebody who was an old teacher in elementary school.
Well, they have the personal, huh?
Yes,
Must
because
be close.
they
Was it
honored
her?
They honored me. No, that was this is middle
Miss
school.
O'Kelly.
This is
Miss
not
Kelly O'Kelly,
Yeah,
that's
that was
what I was
third
thinking.
grade. This
Okay.
is like 7th grade. Hi Ben, quick question for you. Thomas basketball started getting involved in the Illinois Elementary School Association tournament a few years ago. And my 7th grade team is traveling to East Peoria to play in the state championship on Thursday.
Oh, wow.
I was thinking it would be cool for the boys if you were to record a quick message wishing them well.
Oh, my God.
No pressure, but if we're able to do that and email or text me, that would be awesome. Again,
Wow.
no pressure, but wanted to reach out and ask, let me know.
Well, what an honor, Benny
Yeah,
Bruss.
that's great. Motivate those boys.
That's cool.
This is like one of those things where I think I'm an asshole.
Well, well, you're a what?
An A.
Yeah.
Because I have now reached the point where this has reached the 10th on my priority list.
10 on your priority list.
Dude, it'll take 30 seconds.
I know. Like
we can do it right now. You do it on the air right now. Look into that camera and wish Thomas basketball good luck. Do it right now.
All right. Because if I didn't do it now, I don't think I'd ever do it.
I don't understand why you would. You literally don't have 30 seconds
All right,
or
ready?
60 seconds in
Here
your
we
life.
go. Ready?
Oh, this is no. This is such a halfway way of doing it.
Ready?
These kids deserve better than this.
Go.
Thomas basketball. This is Ben Brust, a former alum of the wonderful middle school that you guys are a part of. I've heard you're in the state championship on Thursday. If you don't win, you're not going to eat that night. Go get it done, boys.
I don't think you can say that.
Give me the camera. Give me the camera.
You know what? Let Kyle.
Kyle, go
Were
ahead,
you getting
Kyle.
like my speech?
Look right in
I'm
that
trying to
camera.
motivate you. They
Look
don't
right in
win,
that
they don't
camera.
eat.
Hey.
They don't win, they don't eat.
Hey, listen. This is first and foremost, Thomas Middle School, shout out to y'all, all right? I apologize for Ben Brust, the alumni. He's forgotten, right? I want you to know when you get over that guy, when you get older, you're going to be better than Ben Brust, right? You're going to be better than Ben Brust whether you play on a basketball court or whether you make it in some career field. You're going to be better than him. But when it comes to this Thursday, fellas, you've earned it. You're in the IESA. You guys earned every opportunity to be great and be successful. For when you get to that basketball court on Thursday, understand that you deserve to be here. But not only do you deserve to be here, you deserve to win. You put in the hard work in practice, right? You listen to your coach. You got better. So when it comes to Thursday, Ben Brust, he was great, but he's a loser now. You guys are great, and you guys are the future of not only basketball, but you're going to lead this team. You're going to be the pride of Thomas Middle School, and everybody's going to remember you. And I believe in you. Do you believe? Do you believe? Hell yeah, you do. Go whoop some behind, boys.
Let's go, Thomas. Let's go, Thomas.
That is my official Ben Brust official motivational speaker, Kyle Wallace, talking to the Thomas Middle School basketball team.
You are absolutely pathetic. So did you go to Thomas Middle School?
I did.
So you went to Thomas Middle School, and a teacher from Thomas Middle School thought enough about you, which they wrongly thought about you, thought enough about you to say, you know what? Let me reach out to somebody inspirational, somebody who made it to a Final Four. Let me reach out to Ben Brust and make these boys happy, them motivated, and say, wow, a guy who actually played on TV. He played in a Final Four. I remember my parents talking about that game, who actually, get to inspire them, but instead, you kick them to the curb like they're nobody. You had 30 to 60 seconds to think of something great, and you literally just threw it in the trash. You got to think about the future, Ben. It's not just about you. It's about the future kids of America. You could inspire one of those kids to go on and play D1
You
basketball.
just did it for me.
No, I'm a nobody. They don't know who I am. They're probably going to think I'm Eddie Lacy or something.
What is the makeup of Arlington Heights, Illinois? 76% white, 3% black.
So the one kid gonna be inspired. Like, oh my gosh, I want to be like Kyle. The rest gonna say, who is that? What sport did he play? What did he do?
Back up, Whitewater.
Back up to the backup.
Back up to the backup. D3 cornerback Kyle Wallace. Go kick some butt, Thomas Middle School.
That's just pathetic. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You gave a great speech.
No, you need to give an even greater speech. You need to take time to make a video and send them po babies.
I'm basically just going to listen to your speech and then just.
No, it has to become. Why do you hate kids? Ben Brust hates children. Ben Brust hates
love
children.
my daughter.
No, you love your daughter, but you hate everybody else's kids. I see why you tortured your nieces and nephews the way you do. You don't like kids. Shame on you, Ben Bruss. Shame.
I'll tell you what.
Be better.
He nailed that speech, did he not, Strofe? Very, very good by him.
Unsurprisingly, much better than yours.
No, I can't believe. I'm dead serious, but you know me. I love giving back to the kids, so I can't believe that.
Kyle love the kids.
No, I love giving back to the kids. I don't love the kids. Now, I ain't Michael Jackson. I love giving back to the kids. Okay, and so for me, I think that this is a great time to inspire somebody. Man, reach one, teach one. Ben,
reach one, teach one,
or teach one, reach one. I don't know. It's one
whatever it is. I'm gonna do a better speech than I did on the air right now for the kids.
You gonna do it on the air?
No, I'm gonna record a video for them.
Thank you, God. Goodness gracious. I want y'all to know, KBN Nation, that
50% chance I record a video.
So you're not sending the one I just put on Twitter at KBN ESPN?
I might send them two now. Kyle's speech and my speech.
Please
we'll let them decide which speech is better.
Ben's going to get banned from that middle school.
They're gonna take my poster down.
They should take it down. They should destroy it. They should put it in a shredder. Kids, don't look up to this guy. He's a jerk.
Thanks, Kyle. ESPN Wisconsin portion wraps up next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
Subarus, anybody in the Subaru driving down Fond du Lac or Capitol, I'm like, you are not where you need to be driving that slow.
I mean, if we're being honest, it's always the Subaru.
It is always a Subaru.
And they likely have a lot of bumper stickers.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Bruss here because you need to win the ultimate Valentine's Day prize courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. To register, go to welkesdatenight.com for your chance to win a bouquet of flowers courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. On top of that, spend a beautiful night in the city watching Milwaukee basketball take on Miami on February 23rd. Register to win a wonderful Valentine's Day prize courtesy of Welke's Milwaukee Florist. That's welkesdatenight.com. Register now through February 12th.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Hungry? Quick Trip's got you. Food's here, and it's hot and ready. Check out our appetizers, like crispy tornadoes, packed with bold fillings that'll keep you coming back for more. And experience Quick Trip Zesty Mini Tacos, bite-sized, big flavor, and totally irresistible. No dinner plans? Take home and bake a freshly made Cheese Mountain Pizza. So easy and delicious. Fuel up at your ultimate destination for snacks and meals that hit the spot. Only at Quick Trip.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you dreaming about summer in your backyard yet? Picture it. Beautiful plants, freshly mowed lawn, crisply edged flower beds, and your grilling dinner out on an incredible back patio. Landworks Wisconsin is ready to plan your green space. Locally owned and operated, Landworks prides themselves on exceptional customer service and a personal approach to all your landscaping needs. Their team of experts will work closely with you, making your property shine all year. Experience the Landworks difference. Visit landworkswisconsin.com. That's landworkswisconsin.com.
For your fellow fanatics and your number one fans, for your game day compatriots and your personal cheerleaders, for all the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Support your overall health so you can be your best for those who matter to you most. Call Eric Pearson. Eric Pearson, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. The Saganiac Planning Marquette basketball greatest scorers. Tony Smith, he had crazy numbers. In 87 as a freshman, 8 points per game, 8. And yet his senior year, it tripled to 24 a game. Smith's average for many years was the highest single-season scoring average in Marquette history. And he scored 44 against Wisconsin. And 2 weeks later, 43 against Butler. Think. 87 in 2 games, when as a freshman, he scored 234 in an entire season.
What's the credit union difference? Well, let me tell you what's different about Educators Credit Union. We're community advocates, fundraisers, small business champions, and all around passionate about you. Educators Credit Union, achieving more together. Insured by NCUA.
Time is running out to sign up for the trip of a lifetime with Homer. Join Homer and Colette Vacations this August to see the many shades of Ireland. It's the last chance to join Homer to explore the historic city of Dublin. Journey through Ireland's breathtaking countryside. Stay overnight at a medieval castle and do so much more. Visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com or text Homer to 800-990-3776 for the full details of the trip. Spots remain, so don't miss out on this special trip with Homer and Colette.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
After further review, the speech that I gave to the elementary or middle school that I was a part of playing for the state championship game, brutal.
I tried to tell you.
Absolutely awesome.
Kyle's speech to my former middle school, awesome.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
awesome.
You should be ashamed of yourself,
They were
man.
gonna, if they listen to that speech, they're gonna lose by 30. They listen to Kyle's, they're gonna find a way to win.
Hey, fight it out. Be dogs, boy. We want dogs, like PJ Tucker said. Straight dogs.
Should I just rip the PJ Tucker championship speech?
Yeah, they were too young to know what.
Exactly. They'll have no idea.
Yeah, you should listen. If you told them, hey, fellas, listen, I used to be there and I was a dog. You know what you got to be on Thursday? You got to be dogs, boys. Be
We like dogs, man.
You got to say, bark, fellas, bark. I hear you. Bark now, bark. That's what I'm talking. I guarantee they'll start barking. They'll be so hyped up. Bro.
I don't know. Kids are weird now. They'd be like, ruff.
If they made it to the championship and they were a woof, 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 and then there's a big issue in society.
Yeah, it's probably one of these like just formed IESAs, and there's like 8 teams in the tournament, and it's the first year.
What is the IESA?
The Illinois Elementary School Association.
But why is it? But aren't they a middle school?
I think maybe by definition, elementary school might be K through 8.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
primary.
That would be my guess. I don't know. I'm not an educator. I think, as we've discovered on the show.
Good guess. Yeah, good guess.
Ben Brust here with Kyle Wallace and Alex Strofe. No Brad Nortman. And I'm going to tell you about the Princeton Club because I've had an unbelievable experience growing my body, my mind, and helping have a stronger community because of it. Because when you check in, sometimes they have a check-in challenge where every time we check in at the Princeton Club, there's a donation that's made on their behalf to a local community organization. Toy drives. They do different things in the Madison and New Berlin area for you to feel like you're making a difference in the community while going and making yourself better. Doesn't matter what your goal is. It could be a small goal. Just take that step into the Princeton Club. Get the tour. You're going to have free childcare with your membership. You're going to have clean health clubs. They're open 24/7. They're going to have everything you need to be successful. So check out the Princeton Club for a better tomorrow. Over to the KBN Sports Desk with Alex Strofe.
No offense to you guys, but I miss Brad.
Why?
He said why.
I just do.
He has not checked in 5 days.
I miss his quirkiness. I miss his football knowledge.
He doesn't miss you.
That's true. He's enjoying himself down.
He literally, we are not a thought in that brain. How does that make you feel?
I guess I'm not surprised. I mean, like, do you think you're a thought in Greg Scalzo's brain?
No, he's got a million things to worry about.
You told the world how much you loved him more than us,
You
like
said you were
30 minutes
obsessed
ago.
with him. No, it loved it more than anybody else in the world, including his fiance.
I have spent more. Greg Scalzo
you talking about
has
yourself.
spent more time with me. We've talked about it than we've spent with our significant others.
What does that mean?
It means we spent a hell of a lot of time together.
So you love each other? Like what are you
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying the way you said it, but still, I'm just saying, man, like you guys have a weird obsession in dependency. Maybe it's the whole upbringing thing that y'all
Are
got
you referring
going
to
on.
me?
Both of you, because you're saying, I miss Brad. Like, come on now, Brad's a grown man. He be all right. You be all right.
We're just emotional
I miss
and in tune with our emotions.
Hey, Kyle, do you miss your baby girl?
I mean, yeah, I love her. Yeah, it's different.
I mean, yeah. You hear how high his voice got?
I mean, that's different.
I love my girl. I'm gonna spend $3 on her.
Do you miss your brother?
I mean, I see him. That's my boy. I talk to him. I mean, yeah, he cool. That's my boy.
You miss anybody?
Yeah, those who have departed this earth.
Okay, that's not what I was asking.
I mean, but other than that,
do you miss anybody who's alive?
No. I if I miss him, I just talk to him. I don't miss Brad. I love Brad, and Brad will be back.
I don't miss Brad,
and it still hasn't been delivered. Did he block our numbers?
He's on vacation mode. He'll come back when he's ready to.
What did you text him? I miss you.
Bud.
I did not an I just put miss you.
That's so weird.
Yeah, that's kind of soft.
Y'all weird. Don't text me when I'm gone. I'm gonna take a vacation at some point.
Well, when you're gone, we don't miss you because you're here too often.
Yeah, I don't miss either of you guys when you're gone. I only miss Brad when he's gone.
That's okay. What is it about Brad that you
do?
love
You
and
miss Brad on Kyle Bruston Nortman 800-990-3776, and if you do miss Brad or don't miss Brad, please tell us what you miss or don't miss. 800-990-3776.
Stevie Sports Cards chimes in, just says, I'm with Strofe. I miss Brad.
That's cool. That's okay.
Like he misses Lisa from Saved by the Bell.
I've never seen that, so I don't
I knew
understand
you
the
did.
reference.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Brad, like
skip the reference.
It's just nostalgic.
Lisa. Who is Lisa?
Yeah, what happened to her?
Which one is she?
Lisa isn't the main. I think
this is why we don't read references we don't understand.
Not Zach Morris's. Was it Zach Morris's?
The black one. Just say the black one.
I didn't know it was the black one.
Oh, yeah. Lisa the black one. She was a cutie pie.
I thought it was the tall one.
Nah, Lisa was the black one.
Petey Pablo. Can't read that one on air. Brent chimes in. Where's Marv? Marv in Manitowoc chimes in 800-990-3776. Marv chimes in, says, no surprise that KBN Nation hasn't heard from Brad Nortman. He really doesn't care about anybody except collecting a check and making sure that he could invest it into the market and be as cheap as possible.
Wow, long run-on sentence there from Marv.
I needed Brad. I got some stuff from for my our little W-2s, and I got some questions for Bradley.
So you miss Brad strictly from a tax accounting purpose.
I have some financial questions that I need to run past my unofficial financial guy.
And the thing is, he'll give you the answers.
Why aren't you asking me during the break?
Bro, you filed taxes on the 15th.
Yeah,
No. For 3 to 4 years, I thought on tax day, everyone filed at the same time, like Santa Claus went around the entire world.
I would not get
around the entire world.
I would not get any tax advice from somebody that stupid. So I'm sorry. My money is precious. It's not to be played with.
JD and Fonder, JD and Fondy, I don't miss Benny. I'm right here. JD.
You know when he's gone though. When you're gone, you do know people don't miss you.
Oh, I know that.
Oh yeah, our text line lights up.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why.
How much less interrupting is going on? How much smoother the show sounds?
Yeah.
What is that all about? Do you know this about thyself?
Oh, for sure.
Well, and so do you do no correction, or is this like I am who I am? Like
Trust me,
it's an I am who I am.
It's an I am who I am, and plus the people that say that I know deep down inside miss me.
That's what you tell yourself.
Oh, that's what you got to tell yourself.
That's very interesting. Maybe you should tell yourself I should be better. Maybe you should say I should look in the mirror. Maybe it starts with sending a legitimate, like, heartwarming message to those kids that can motivate them.
See, this is to Diana McGuanago, who said I don't look like Gronk. Eric chimes in 800-990-3776. I'm happy to hear Benny on the radio today. For 1 second yesterday, I thought he went big time on us. Then I realized it was Gronk. I look like Gronk.
Yeah, Gronk's a meathead.
I know,
He's
but I
meathead.
look like him.
I was watching on TV yesterday. Like, this boy is the meatiest of heads that you can find.
The meatiest of heads you could find.
He's a meter air in that head.
The Damn Sports Show's next in Beaver Dam. Jim, Matt, and Molly in Madison.
Hey, Ben, happy anniversary, by the way.
Of?
The shot.
The Michigan shot was February 9th. We're past this, February 10th.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Congratulations.
We weren't on the air yesterday.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Kyle wants to give a... Oh, that was from Ty in the 608. You stole it from him. Did you steal it from him?
It triggered the thought, yeah.
We're back in 2 minutes. Kyle's got another positive spin.
I guess it doesn't matter. Guess it doesn't matter.
Westbound 94, we're seeing delays basically from 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound is backing up from 76 to Hawley Road. Southbound 43, tight